Hello, hello. Who's my phone is beeping at me? Oh, it's telling me that I've gone live. Hello, hello. Who's here? Did you all have a good week? Hello, Irene. I knew there was going to be an hello. Hi, Elisa. I remembered. I have been telling myself for 2 weeks, don't forget. I'm terrible with names. I really am. Hey, Sandy. Miss Sandy. Guys, I just finished sewing this thing. So I'm just going to clip my relief. What's everybody up to? You guys having a good Friday night? Hard when you talk. Yes, yes. Week has been okay. That is a good thing to have a good week, or an okay week even in these days. I'd take that. I'd take that in a second. So guys, I started making knot bags and I've been enjoying it. But the thing is I think the first two I'm going to keep. Hi, Terry. Hello, my peanut. That would be Tori. Oh, what time is it where you are, Sandy? 8 p.m. Yeah, 9 o'clock here. We eat late most of the time. Is he working? Long days. I was going to say, yeah, sounds like a long day. Sounds like my days lately. There's not enough hours in the day. Not at all. But what are you going to do? Oh, 14, 16 hours a day. Oh, hey, Sandra, how are you? 11. Oh, man. That's a long, long day. You guys know about cutting relief into sewing, don't you? You guys know anything about that? When you sew something and it has rounded, it's rounded. The drink du jour tonight is a White Claw watermelon hard seltzer. I went cheap and sleazy tonight. Cheap and sleazy. I was going to do an amaretto sour, and honestly, I just didn't feel like. Oh, Tori likes the water. This is my first try. I have a sampler pack down in the basement that I bought like 9 months ago, thinking people might come over, and it's just there. I don't know. It smells good. It smells like watermelon. Yeah. It's all right. I mean, you gotta like seltzer, but it's okay. I think next time I'll go for the amaretto sour, but we'll see. So what I was saying was, when you guys, I don't know how many of you sew, and some of you might, and some of you likely do not. Sewing seems to be something that even fewer people do than crochet. When you sew a curve and you go to turn it inside out, you want to cut relief slices in it so that when it turns with less bulk in the curve, and it lays smoother. It's like a seltzer with minimal alcohol taste. Yes. Oh, okay, good. Thank you for telling me watermelon is not, because I do. It does have clementine in the box, though, and pineapple. And honestly, watermelon is a really tough flavor, I think, to get right. Hello, Miss Julie. How are you this evening? cutting into your tubby time. But anyways, guys, so that's what when you're sewing a curve, that's what that's about. So I'm going to flip this right side out, or as we call in sewing, I'm going to birth it. I cannot hear you talk. Julie and I were laughing about regional differences. We were talking last night, regional differences in how people address each other, and how it's much more formal in the Northeast than in a lot of other places. And people up here can be a little uptight. But there's not a lot of sweetie babies and honeys. Unless you're at a diner, then like the waitress inevitably, as Dave pointed out to me last night, Julie, when I told him. Right? Amaretto sours, man, that is my drink of choice. And when we went to Mexico and we were drinking mezcal, which if anybody doesn't know what mezcal is, that is tequila that is made with over fire. Okay, so tequila is made from agave, I believe it is. And traditional tequila that you get is everyone's sweetie to you. Yeah, exactly. While the waitress is popping her gum. A lot of times it's like baked. It's, you know, the plant is heated up, and that's how they then process it to get tequila. Well, mezcal is the same process, but they cook the plants over fire, so it's smoky. So it's basically smoked tequila. And when they do shots of it down in Mexico, they do it with a orange slice with cinnamon sliced on it. I did, and that is what this is. This is going to be my knot bag that I made with that Good Place fabric. I do have more fabric. I am going to make more things, but guys, look at, it's my label. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. Anyways, so yeah, this is just a knot bag. So now I just have to sew up the outsides of the two things, and it's good to go. So that's good. This one's done already. Isn't this sweet, guys? Look at how cute this it's a little baby knot bag. But I think they're adorable. Julie has a knot bag. She seems to like it. It's so official with a label. It is. Which fabric, Sandy? The Holy Shirt Balls one? A knot bag, yeah. Or the water. I think they're both great. Well, yeah, because you take the thing and you put it through, and it makes, you know, it's like a Japanese thing. They call it a knot bag. And then you can hold this way. But so I've been playing. I've got a bunch of bags cut out, and they're all kind of in process. And so you guys will see some soon on the shop. Super cute, right? Julie's does not have a label. I'll have to make you something with a label. Holy Shirt Balls. I love that. With the almost bad words. Yeah, I got the actual bad words, but I haven't, thank you, Terry, but I haven't broken into those ones yet. So yeah, so it's coming along. Ash hole. Don't be an ash hole. Know what I mean? Yes, yes. So that's good. So I got some sewing done this week, guys. And I finally remembered. You remember I told you I got new Wolltraum yarn and I was going to show you guys, and then I forgot, and I was going to show you the next week, and then I forgot, and I was going to. Well, I finally remembered. And I'm sorry I wasn't on last week, guys. I just needed a weekend off, really. I was watching Cinnamon Stitches today, and she was like, sorry, where have I been? I needed a break. So I took one, and I was like, yeah, that's about right. So I finally got it out, but I don't know that a lot of people know what Wolltraum yarn is. So I took out all my Wolltraums, and then I will show you what I got before. Oh, this one has a thing. So first of all, I think it's adorable because every single one of them comes with a little charm. This one is a bag of money. Super cute, but it's just a little tiny charm at the end. So this is, it's like blue and pink, but it's, this is a 3-ply. So it's 3 pieces of string. You can see? That's it. I love working with this. It's actually what I made my Anna Lucia shawl out of, this type of yarn, Wolltraum. So this one is called Madness, and I don't even know it's number 10. Yes, that is exactly it. Your quilting attempt failed, Irene? It did not. Aww. This is another one. It's just a bigger cake. Oh, I meant to tell you how much was in this. This is 500 meters in this itty bitty. So what is that, like 550 yards? I don't know. I can't do it. I'm from the US. I don't know anything about that metric stuff. This one, my charm is a little pea. It's little pea. It's like little pea pod. How cute is that? Hand quilt it. So that one, Sandy, was 500, and then this one is also blue, and this inside you can't see it very well. It's actually a very pale green. It's really pretty. This one is 200 grams, 760 meters, and these are like 50% acrylic, 50% cotton, I believe. But it's not. It's written in a different language. This one is Azuro. And then this one, I can't tell you because the label, the belly band fell off, and I don't have it anymore. But that is so pretty. And it's the same size as the other, and it's the same ply. I think this is a 3-ply. Yeah, this is also a 3-ply. That last one was, oh, this is a 4-ply. Like, that makes a big difference. Aren't they beautiful? I love them. The charm on this one is a shamrock. It's fun because it's like you never know what charm you're going to get, you know? And then this is one that the center popped out. Like, I did something. It wasn't a problem. But this is gray. This is lavender. And so this goes right in here. And this one is Angie. This one is 1,000 meters. I buy it on Etsy. I use whatever I want because it's so thin, Sandra, that, right? I should make stitch markers with them, Tori. It's so thin that really it's all fingering weight. I suppose you could say that the 3-ply could maybe be like a lace weight if you were doing a slightly heftier doily kind of a thing. So these were my existing. I think I gave Tori one last weekend to try because she had never tried one. And I get it on Etsy. The woman's shop is called Melody with 2 Y's by Wolltraum, Wolltraum. I'll put the link to her shop in the description box tomorrow when I'm able to edit. So these ones, this was the last yarn purchase I bought before I went on my yarn ban. Yes, Tori's is pink and white and turquoise green. It kind of looks like almost a watermelon. Oh, you're welcome. So these are my newest ones. This one is called I Have a Dream. And it is the sweetest light pink into a darker pink into this beautiful like pale gray. And this one is 1,000 meters. And this one, look at, it's like a fairy wand. How cute. Look at, guys, my nails are bare too. Shh, don't tell anybody I sell Color Street. My nails are bare right now. So that, I got that one. And then I got this, which is the exact same colorway that I made my Anna Lucia shawl out of. I think you guys have all seen the Anna Lucia shawl, haven't you? I'll grab it. So this is that colorway worked up. And I love it so much that I got another cake of it. The bottom edge of this looks white, but it's actually pale green. So that is what this looks like worked up. And it's called Mamma Mia. Mamma mia. And this one is big. This one is, okay, I splurged on this one. That's right. I got a bigger cake than I had for this one. This is a 300 gram, 1,140 meters. It's large. But this one, the charm is so pretty, guys. Look at, it's like a wing. Isn't that pretty? I just love it. This is one of my favorite colors, but she's got a gazillion of them there on her site. And I have never worked in my end ever on this thing. I don't know. I suppose I probably should, really. Wouldn't take me but a minute. But, and then this one I got, and this one is kind of different for me. I'm not normally this kind of color person, but I really love this. This one's called Crybaby. And this one is this is a 4-ply. This one is sorry, that Mamma Mia one is a 4-ply. So this is a 4-ply. It's Crybaby, and this one is 950 meters, but this is less of a blue and more of like it's like a dark teal, grayish teal. It's really hard to explain the color, but they're beautiful, beautiful yarns. So these I generally know that I'm going to use for shawl making. So I finally remembered to take them out and show them to you. That's the Wolltraum yarn that I talk about. All right, Color Street. Hooray, Terry. Good for her. I love them. One cake. Well, yeah, if you buy a big enough cake. Like this little one is, 550. So you're going to do a small, like a little shawlette maybe or something. I used one cake for this, and I bought the one that was one size down from the big one. So it was like 1,097 yards. Oh, I did. The one in here. Oh my gosh, Sandy, it's good you told me that because I've never even looked at it. It was still buried. And it's my favorite. Look it's a cactus. Focus, damn it. Don't look at my face. It's a little cactus. It is so cute. I love it. That's like my favorite one I've gotten so far. But yeah, it's obviously you have to like thin yarn, but you can get, I think, up to 5-ply on these. So, right, Julie? I knew you'd love it. It's a cactus. But so I finally remembered to take them out and show them to you guys. And so when I talk about my Wolltraum yarn, that's what I'm talking about. And this is, I would put this on par, guys, with like, it's premium yarn. It's like, I consider this like an Expression Fiber Arts purchase. The little cakes aren't nearly as expensive, but my Mamma Mia shawl, the one I've got on, it is, I don't know. Let's look. $3. This was a 3-ply. So, and then, what else did I, oops, I dropped something on the floor, guys, sorry. Nail tapes. I dropped nail tapes. I bought nail tapes to go in giveaways and stuff for my Color Street. And Terry, what is your daughter been selling them a long time? I just started a couple months ago and I love them. I broke a nail last week and I had to cut it really, really short. And so I decided to just take everything off. And I spent the week like using the hardest hoof stuff to strengthen up my nails because my nails have a tendency to be weak. Yeah, those ones are 3 threads, and they're not wound. It's just 3 threads. Just 2 months? Oh, me too. Me too, Terry. I think they're so easy. They're just the best. I have a lot of fun actually because I sell them. I can get into like Facebook groups for people that sell them, and everybody shares the little manicures that they come up with. And some of the manicures that these ladies come up with, oh my goodness, they are amazing. Just amazing. Yeah, Sandra, 3 threads. 4 ply, 4 threads. 5 would be 5 threads. And when you go to the website, to the Etsy shop for those normally those are made to order, but she has a section in her website that's like ready to ship. And so if you order those, she ships them right away. If you order any of the other ones, she actually puts the order into Switzerland. They wind the cakes, send them to her, and then she sends them to you. So when you buy them, if you don't buy a ready to ship, you have to be prepared to wait. So, and then I got one other thing that I had to share with you guys because I love Bob's Burgers. I don't know how many of you are familiar with Bob's Burgers, but in my craft room video, right, yeah, to order it from, I always get her ready to ship ones because there's always something in there that I like. But yeah, like some people actually contact them and have special colored like specialty cakes wound for themselves as well, which good for them. But I don't have the patience for that. So in my craft room video that I did of like showing you guys everything we organized, I had pointed out that up on my corkboard is my sticker of Tina Belcher as the girl in the pearl earring. I freaking love Bob's Burgers, guys. And I freaking love Tina. So 2 things happened this week. I broke my favorite glass and the cats broke my tea mug. Like everybody has a good tea mug. Yeah, burgers sound good. So I went on Etsy and I ordered myself a new mug. And anybody that's ever seen Bob's Burgers, they have a teenage daughter named Tina. She's my favorite character, and she's super awkward. And she's very deadpan. And everybody on the show, every character on the show, except for the youngest daughter, is voiced by a man. So the mom is a man, and Tina is a man. And so their voices are they're very funny anyways. But Tina is my favorite. And she has this episode where she talks about how she's a smart, strong, sensual woman. And her father's like, she's like 14 years old. Her father's like, oh God, Bob is his name. And they have a burger restaurant. But anyways, so my new mug says, it's like the outline of Tina's head. And it says, I'm a smart, strong, sensual woman. And on the other side, it says butts, because Tina likes butts, boys' butts. She's boy crazy. But anyway, so I ordered that. But then I also had gotten this for myself, which is Tina as Frida Kahlo. And this just made me so incredibly happy. I don't know why. So I got myself this to put in my craft space here so that I can see it. I'm just not sure where I'm going to hang it. I honestly might hang it like somewhere here near my machine, because Tina kills me. She makes me laugh. And also the mother is named Linda, and she's very funny. Tori, you'll get a kick out of this. I got, with my mug that's coming, I got a bag. Guys, I'm buying bags. Like I can't make myself a bag. I can, but I can't make myself a bag that has Linda's face on it that says, oh, my face. Because several times in the show, her face like gets hit with like a pickle or whatever. And, oh, my face. So yeah. So I got it to actually keep my personal Color Street sets in. Oh, my face. So yes, this is my new treasured art for my craft room. So I wanted to be sure to share those things with you. What have you guys been up to this week? Anything extra special? Oh, and I got that, by the way, guys, if anybody's interested. I got that on Etsy, that illustration, and it was from Rita Works Art. Whoops. Rita Works Art. And look, she had a sweet note on the back thanking me for my support. So Rita Works Art. If anybody wants to check out her stuff, that is kind of like her stuff. The 3D cluster blanket I showed him. Oh, yes. You've been working on that all week? Well, all week, whatever. You've been working on it longer than I've been working on it. I've been terrible. I have gotten like no crochet done. Well, I can't say none. I have my hag shawl to show you guys that I have like worked on like 3 times since we last met 2 weeks ago. Yes, the live was hysterical last night. And then I had to like bug out because we eat late. And I realized what time it was and I was like, oh my gosh. And so I had to bug out. But really, Sandy, you always have the best lives because you are just so funny. The best. So this is my hag shawl, guys. This is where I am. This is what's left of my first skein. I like it. I mean, it's a little funky looking because it's been all, wadded up in the bag, but very squishy. It's coming along. So I think I'm going to go one more skein and then see how big it is. But I'm liking it. I am not a brown person. Brown is not my thing. But I'm actually liking this colorway. And again, this was Red Heart Unforgettable in Woodlands. I hope that Madonna is okay and just is taking a little break. I heard that she's taking a break, and I hope that she's all right. She seems like a nice lady. Oh, guys, also send like vibes. I'm not sure if most of you guys know that chick, Chris. She's in our live sometimes. Send good vibes for her. She and her family are going through a pretty rough spell. Her husband's having some pretty serious health issues that they're having to deal with. And she's feeling pretty overwhelmed. What a terrible time, like this isn't a rough enough time in general, but to have that, really serious health issues going on top of it, just terrible. So send good. She just needs to spend some time away from the computer. I get that. This says dried blueberries, but it is actually diet cherry 7-Up. This was my other thing, guys. You know how I always have that ball jar with the handle? My sister bought me a set of 4 of those when we moved into this house about 6.5 years ago, and 3 of them broke. I had that one left, and it broke this week. Oh, thank you, Sandy. I think it's pretty striking too. I really am liking the striping, and as of course it's getting wider, the stripes are getting narrower, and I think it's going to be really interesting when I get to that point where I'm perhaps having like a color not do an entire row. Yeah, I saw that Kim was going to take it over. That's pretty cool. It's nice that there's always somebody to kind of step in, and help out the community, take over when someone needs a break. I feel like I've got a hair. There's like a hair stuck, guys. Oh my gosh. It's in my glasses. The hair everywhere. I don't know. Sometimes I think I should just cut it all off. No wonder. What's no wonder, Irene? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm having a York peppermint patty. I'm having things I shouldn't eat. I had to go to the grocery store today, guys. And if I'm going to go into the grocery store and there's Halloween candy there, oh, my hair, yeah. The glasses, I know my mug and my glass, like all in 24 hours. I was like, what the hell is going on? What kind of bad juju is this? What have I done? But anyways, I had to go to the grocery store, and there were Halloween candy, and we haven't been eating good, much like everybody else. I'm like, I have quarantine weight I have to take off. But not today. Clearly. But did everybody have a good holiday last weekend? We had a nice weekend. It was nice to kind of chill out. I actually spent most of the weekend in this room. I did a lot of that cutting of the fabric and kind of getting things started with sewing. But we had friends over Saturday outside, you know, being as good as one can be. And it was the first time we had like people. Like we ordered dinner for, no contact delivery. So we ordered dinner, and it's nice. There's one place that's like 20 minutes away, and they deliver here. There's a place in town, but honestly, they always screw up the order. Always, always, always. Oh, sorry, Sandra. Oh, I hope everybody isn't having trouble. Everything on my end looks great. So, anyways, I went into the grocery store and I bought York peppermint patties. And then I went into the liquor store, guys, because what I found when I was trying to make these beverage of the weeks, basically, was that, hello, Christy. Oh, good, Terry. I'm glad hopefully not everybody's. Not that I want it just to be you, Sandra, to have trouble, but you know what I mean. So when I decided that I was going to have these drinks of the week, basically, which I haven't really announced, but I kind of seem to just, it happens. Which reminds me, let me have another drink of this watermelon. Not so much the best. I will say that this one, okay, so the seltzer taste isn't super, super strong though. So that's cool. But anyways, what I found was our liquor cabinet had been woefully ignored. It was in bad, bad shape. And I think it's because for a while when Tori was living here, on top of peppermint, it was fun. I'm one of those people too that like can brush my teeth and go get my tea. Just whatever. So 2 weeks ago, I went into the liquor store and I bought, like 2 bottles of vodka and flavored vodkas. And I think there was some Captain Morgan's and sweet and sour mix. Don't you blame that on me. No. I don't mean that you drank it. What I was meant to say is when Tori was living here, she had gotten out of college. She was of age. And so she had things that she liked to have if she had friends over or whatever. And so the liquor cabinet was so full that we just made room. Christy's coming over. And then we just never replenished them. And so when I went in there to like make myself a drink a while ago, there was like nothing in there. I had like this much peach schnapps and this much of a small bottle of amaretto. And I think there was some triple sec and there's stuff in there, but it's not, it's stuff that you use to make other drinks, but there was not enough to make drinks out of for the most part. So I went and I grabbed those things. And then I was thinking to myself, it could be a really long winter because there's not been really great news with schools going back to school, like kids going back to school. There seems to be a whole lot of people getting sick again. And so I'm a little concerned. I did go get my flu shot. So today I went back to the liquor store and I finished the stock up. And the woman in the liquor store, okay, so it's like 4:30 on a Friday afternoon, and there really wasn't a ton of people in there when I walked in, but on my way out, there were like 4 people in line behind me. And the woman decided to stop and like have a conversation with me about one of the vodkas. I bought a caramel. Last week I bought a black cherry vodka and a green apple vodka. And this time when I went back, I got the caramel vodka. And then I got passion fruit rum, and I got a different type of mixer and another jar of cherries. And so not a ton. It was just a few more flavors that I wanted of virtual. When she could go back to school, she doesn't like virtual. I know. I feel so bad for the kids that don't like it. And then I feel bad for the parents that don't want to send their kids back, but have to because they have to work. I mean, it is just, there's no good answer right now. And it's so difficult. Oh, Sandy, food for you. What kind of food? Is it like Chinese food? Go obtain your nutrition. Subway. Hey, good stuff. You didn't have to cook it. Always tastes better. Have a wonderful weekend, my love. I will see you. I just love Sandy. So I went in, and the woman decides to tell me that the caramel vodka that I bought is the most popular vodka, and then proceeds to list the 10 most popular vodkas that they sell, which that's cool. And thanks for the trivia. I think that's neat. But the 4 people in line behind me, you could tell that they were like, can we just get the hell out of here? Which also made me laugh, because when Julie and I were discussing regional differences, because Julie is in Texas, and of course I'm in New Hampshire, and we were talking about how different things are. And we were talking about how the pace of life in New England is just incredibly fast. And, there isn't a lot of stopping to chit chat. And the fact that this woman was chit chatting with me, and I was trying to not be rude, you know what I mean? Because it's nice when people want to be nice and talk to you. And I have a tendency to talk to people. I'm probably more friendly than your average New Englander. Tori used to get annoyed with me at the grocery store because I would talk to the people online in front and behind me. I'm one of those crazy people that just talks to you, whatever. But I was laughing because, concerts were the worst. Because I always, by the end of the concert, I was friends with everybody that was sitting around me. I don't know, a good time. Although I will say, when we went to see Pentatonics, everybody loved me because it was about 98 degrees. Pentatonics on the stage looked like they wanted to pass out. It was so hot. And I mean, it was 98 degrees at 9:30 at night. And I had bought my fan, the whoosh kind of fans that open up, that I got in Mexico. And I was fanning myself. And everybody that was behind us was all grouping around behind me because they were hoping for a little bit of extra fan. So eventually I turned around and was just fanning them. So then, I was really popular. But we were in the pit, so we were right at the front where there's no seats. We stood for the whole thing. But it was okay because we were 20 feet from the stage or whatever. But that was really funny, yeah. So everybody at concerts always seems to like me because I bring a fan, because I'm a fat middle-aged woman and I sweat. That's just the way it is. If it's hot and it's summertime and I'm in a big thing, then yeah, I sweat. Oh, Lloyd is here. He's rubbing on the lights. Hi, sweet boy. You want to say hello? Come here. Yeah, he's coming. You see him? Come here. All right. Come here. Hey, Bubby. You going to say hello to the people? They're over the other way. Oh, he's decided. He's going to say. That was a great birthday gift. I'm glad that you like that. Yeah, for Tori, I guess tickets to go see Pentatonics in the pit. Lloyd says, hello, everybody. It's Friday night. He just ate a little while ago. Yes, oh my goodness. Oh, he's such a sweet boy, guys. Although he and Harry have been beating the ever-living out of each other this week. I don't know what's going on. But I will hear them from the other room. One of them will be crying. Oh, baby. One of them will be crying, and I'll walk out of my office, and the other one is basically got him by the throat with his teeth. And they've just been terrible this week. He is He is feeling very much in need of love, but he is kneading my shoulder with his little claws. It hurts, Bubby. It's so ouchy. Yeah. This is Lloyd. His brother's name is Harry. They're named after the two dudes in Dumb and Dumber. Yes, you are. I did not name them. The shelter named them, and there's only so many times you can change a pet's name. You know what I mean? So we decided to keep them. We just kept their names. He's a sweet boy, aren't you, Bubby? He's apparently decided he's just going to hang out with us for as long as I can hold him. He's a big, heavy boy. Oh, he's, he's really calm and he's really comfortable. Do you guys have pets? I know Tori has pets. Tori has my grandkitties. Although I've never met Chris, but I know Edgar. Look at this fool. Look at with the arm. Like he's just chilling. His toes are even spread. Oh, you have two girl kitties? Oh, a black lab named Riley. Oh, an old man. Yeah. I haven't had a dog in a really long time. Oh, what is it? Is it Harry? You hear Harry? Lila and Anna. 18-year-old kid. Oh my goodness, 18 years old. We have two brothers. Bonnie. Oh, hi, Bonnie. We have two brothers. I know, it looks like he's ready for a nap, but then he got real. They were going ape shit last night. At the windows. So I was like, what are they seeing? They were running from my office, which is on this side of the house, and Dave's office is on this side of the house. Just one's in the front and one's in the back. And we each have a window up that side, but it's woods over there. And the windows were open, and they were running from like my window to his window to my window. But you have to run through the living room and into the kitchen and then down a hallway to get to the other. And I mean, they were whipping back and forth. And finally, I got up and shut the windows because I was afraid it could be a skunk. And I was like, right, Bigfoot. But I was like, I don't know. Or a bear. You know, we had the bear a couple of weeks ago. So I was, and our windows are very low on the first floor. So I was like, that's all I need is a skunk to be there and get irritated and spray right into my office. So I got up and shut the windows. I didn't shut Dave's because I forgot it was open. Yeah, bobcat. I was kind of wondering if it might be the bobcat, although the bobcat hasn't been around. And we let the chickens out. We let the chickens out Labor Day at the end of the day for about an hour and a half. And we haven't let the chickens out since last fall. It's been a year because the bobcat came and got one. I mean, they have a run that's attached to their coop. So it's not like they're in the coop, but they have not been outside the run to free range in the yard for a year. And they were super happy. And then they put themselves to bed when they were ready. We left the door open and they went right in there and put themselves to bed. Good to go. But we're not going to have the lights on this year. Last winter we had lights on in the coop. And when you leave the lights on, they continue to lay at the same rate that they do in the summer. And we just had way too many. They did love it. They were all over the place, all pecking everywhere in the grass out there. But this time of year, chickens start to produce less eggs. And in order to get them to produce the same amount of eggs as they do in the summer, you put a light in their coop. And you give them 12 hours. I think it's 12 hours of light a day. And they will continue to lay all winter. We are not going to do that this year. We're going to let them basically rest. Some of them Bonnie's asking me about the minerals and stuff in my Etsy shop. We mined every Herkimer diamond in there. By hand, all with hand tools, no power tools, at a place called Crystal Grove Mine and Campground. That is where we go. We love it there. It's open pit mining. Any of the other minerals that are on there, Dave has purchased and tumbled. So the problem is a lot of the places in New England that you can go in mine are privately owned now, and so you can't get in there. And we belong to a mineral group that can get into they have 4 or 5 digs a year in this area, but it's they're way up in Maine. And with COVID and stuff this year, we just didn't do it. And we were going to go back to Crystal Grove and mine more Herkimers, and we couldn't, which is a bummer because it's been a while since we went, because we went so frequently for a few years that we had so many crystals that it was just, we were like, we can't. So we stopped. How do we keep them warm? So Bonnie, that's the answer. If it's a Herkimer diamond, we mine them. If it is not a Herkimer diamond, we've likely bought the rough minerals, the rough stones, and then tumbled or did whatever to them. Irene, how do we keep them warm? We do not. They have so we are of the opinion that it is dangerous to run heat out there in the wintertime. Some people do. They have heat lamps. And we live in a very wooded area, and we weren't real comfortable with the idea of having a heat lamp running. So we made sure that when Dave built the coop, he built it extremely sturdy, and he cut down all the trees in the yard, and then he milled them. He bought a mill. He milled so we have really thick 2x4s. His 2x4s are actually 2 inches thick, whereas the 2x4s that you buy at Lowe's or whatever, it's 1 3/4, I think, or 1, I think it is anywhere 7, 8, I don't know. It's not actually 2 inches. So they have thicker, better, sturdier. It's like a honkin' castle. And then we made sure that we purchased birds that were good for cold weather climates. Our birds would probably not do very well down south. It would be too hot for them. And a lot of birds that do really well down there couldn't make it through the winter up here. You want to get birds that have smaller combs, which is that red flappy thing, because that cuts down on frostbite. And in the coop itself, you want to be sure that whatever it is they perch on at night, they're, think they like to be up high. First of all, they got in and they all push together real tight. And then they fluff their feathers up and they insulate themselves. But you have to give them a wide board so that their toes aren't, their knuckles of their feet aren't exposed. If their toes are exposed and bent like that, then they can get frostbite. But if you give them something wide enough that their feet are pretty flat, their feathers will come down and cover their feet. So, and then we also do put, hi, Crochet Me Pink Kelly. I'm going to just say Kelly, okay? And then we also do wrap it in heavy plastic. So that's the answer. You do not have to heat for chickens. Some people do. We opted to do those things so that we didn't have to. Short story long. Hooray, Kelly! Yeah, the girls were super happy. Gilda was running around like a mad lady, and why do I always forget Phyllis? Phyllis, all you can see, Phyllis is a white crested Polish, and so she's got this big pot. She looks like Phyllis Diller. That's why she's named Phyllis. She was just in her glory all around the yard. They were so excited. Do any of you guys have chickens or anything? We did have one that was broody recently, and broody being she just wants to hatch eggs, and so she was like collecting everybody's eggs and laying on them, and she's one of our biggest ones. Oh, your best friend does? Yeah, she's one of our big Morans, which are big birds, and it kept crushing them, the eggs. So we would have like, 6 eggs, and then there would be one crushed one on top, which meant we had to wash all the eggs, which means then you have to put them in the fridge. So we were like, okay, this ain't work. So we thought we were going to have to break the brood. And what happened is in the past, I'd say, I think Dave mentioned it about a week ago, they've started to ramp way down in their egg production. So we're getting like 2 eggs a day instead of 7. And she doesn't seem to be needing it so much. Had hummingbirds. I love hummingbirds. We have some that come here sometimes. I didn't put out a feeder this year because I was having trouble. Like the feeder that I had was just, the stuff was going bad too fast. You know what I mean? And I know that's not good for them. So I didn't put it out this year. Hello, Felicia. How are you? I just watched your live today. I went back and watched the replay. I was going to say I found a couple channels this week that I've been enjoying, and yours was one of them. And the other one was Urban Yarn. He seems like a nice fella. Nice guy. I liked his tutorial he just did, that like chevron scarf. So, oh, you're welcome. Your stuff is on its way to you too. Gary, yes. Tori was saying, I said to Tori, I said, you might like this guy's channel. And she goes, oh, Gary, I like Gary. I was like, oh, okay. Tori, Gary is very kind. Yeah, he seemed like a nice guy. I just stumbled upon him. I don't know why I hadn't come across him before. It seems so weird. Like all of a sudden you'll stumble on a channel and they'll have like tens of thousands of subscribers. And you're like, how did I not know about them? Oh, you're welcome. It is fun. It is fun to find new channels. I do have to say that while I really enjoyed the Christmas in July fairies thing, it was a bit much in regards to like trying to keep up with everybody. Like I still don't think that I actually like hit on every single person's channel that was in that. Oh, hello, young lovers and not young lovers. Oh, I could see that. Yeah, I could totally see that. That's funny. Oh, Dave is downstairs making pizzas for dinner. He was very good about his Friday nights. He agreed to this Friday night. So I'll show this again in case there were people that weren't here. This is all of the crochet that I've been able to do recently, guys. It's been really bad. It's my hag shawl. I've been super busy. But I'm liking it. I think it's nice. It's coming out. Those of you that already saw it, such is life. I'm excited too, guys. There's a new Chevy Rel episode out tonight. Grab your drinks. So I'm excited to watch that one. I like Chevy Rel. She cracks me up. Oh, Lloyd's back. Lloyd. What you doing, Bubby? You done? He's going to want to come over here again. No, Bubby. Very autumn colors. Thank you. Yeah, it's funny because those aren't the kind of colors that I normally gravitate to at all. But there was something about that. It's Red Heart Unforgettable in the colorway Woodlands, which I'm not sure if that one is still available or not. Hopefully it is. What you doing, buddy? What's up? You coming? Oh, he's coming over. Yeah, he's just going to rub up against everything. What is it, Bob? Come on. He's such a big boy that when he starts getting really like banging into things, I'm always afraid that he's really going to actually knock something over. What is it, Bubs? No, don't chew the cord. You can't take the cord. He just grabbed the cord and like was he to my light and he was going to take it like he had hunted it. Unforgettable or the Woodlands? Yeah, Irene, I love her too. She just, I don't know. She just seems like the ultimate, and what you see is what you get. He's over there looking very angry at me because I didn't let him take my light. Harry, his brother, has one of those, those wands with like the feather thing at the end of it, and you just move it around, and he carries that around the house. And Tori, he does with that what Edgar did with Whoopi. Tori's oldest cat, Edgar, had a fuzzy thing that he used to carry around, and we called it Whoopi because he would carry it everywhere he went. And that is Lloyd. It's frozen. Oh no, I'm frozen. If only I was really Elsa. Am I unfrozen or am I still frozen? Oh, here I am. Here I am unfrozen. Sorry, guys. Oh, you had to kick him out? Did he have he didn't have a bladder infection or anything, huh? Poor guy. I know sometimes they say if you have a cat that pees on things that it can be a medical thing, but sometimes you just have a cat that pees on things. We are very lucky with these two. They are not peers, and you never know when you get them from a shelter. You know what I mean? These guys are real good about their box. So when I was a kid, we only had outdoor cats, so they just would go out. But it's a thing now. Like you adopt a cat. Oh yeah, I was from a shelter. I was gonna say I know some cats will pee on things if they have like a bladder infection, or sometimes there's a medical issue. But sometimes there are just cats that pee on things too. You know what I mean? I mean, sometimes I think it's just a behavioral thing. Our two are from a shelter, and they're good. They don't have any trouble. So, which I was really pleased about, because there is nothing worse than trying to get the smell of cat pee out of something. Oh. Yeah, but like now when you adopt a cat from a shelter, at least up in this area, they make you like swear on your children's lives that you will keep the cats inside, that you won't let them be outdoors. And I don't know if that's because we have so many like natural predators of cats in this area, or what. But they also like want home visits and all sorts of stuff. So these guys, I promised I would keep them in, but I would keep these guys in around here only because we do have, we have the bobcats, we have fisher cats, we have foxes, we have coy dogs, we have bears. I mean, they really do have a lot of danger around here. Aww. Oh, well, maybe that's it. Maybe he was an outdoor cat before, and that's what he wanted. I know around here, like I said, if you adopt cats, most of the time they make you swear to keep them inside. But you can adopt around here barn cats. There are enough farms that a lot of times they'll have cats that really aren't suited to be inside, and they will adopt them as barn cats. And they just ask that you still take care of them, put food out for them, but they live in the barn. We actually had thought about that at one point, but because of I don't remember why we were thinking about it. It was something to do with chickens and rats. I think it was because we didn't want to get like rats or anything in the barn. That I call it a barn, but it's really like a tiny barn. It's a shed, but it looks just like a barn, but it's like a miniature version of a barn. We didn't want to get mice or rats or anything, because that's where we keep the chicken feed. And I mean, they're in metal cans and stuff, but still. And so we had talked about it, but then I thought, I don't want to do that because the bobcat, and you know what I mean? Oh, thank you, Bonnie. Yeah, I painted these with liquid acrylics and Floetrol and a big brushes. And so you take like the lightest layer of color and you brush it on and then you brush another one on. And I let mine get a little bit dry at the edges before I put the next color on, and it created kind of like a watercolory looking thing. But there's like, I don't know, there's got to be at least 20 coats of paint on the wall because it's so light and translucent that it takes a really long time to build up color, actually. But yeah, it goes around, it comes this way. So I did 4 walls or 3 walls and then thought that's enough because it was weeks I was doing it. But I love it. And that's actually why, like, I don't love when I did my the new craft room video there that I did earlier this week. I kind of pointed out that I don't love where my rack is, but if I flipped it the other way, I couldn't see that wall, and I was not going to have that. I worked way too hard to be able to see that wall. And when I moved my cutting table off of it, I can now see the bottom half, which is you couldn't see before. But it's basically rainbow, so it turns into orange, and then there's yellow and green and purple and blue on the other walls. Good night, sweetie. Love you too. I'll talk with you. Love all your makes that you're doing. I don't get to see her makes because she doesn't live at home anymore, but she's been putting them on Instagram, so that's awesome. Anybody wants to check it out, her account is VP's Art. Never stop crocheting. Bonnie, there's actually a paint technique that I was not really doing, but it starts with an L. I want to say Lamaze, but clearly that's not it. And it's also not like Lazarus, but I don't know. It's in a lot of like kind of crunchy hippie schools and stuff do it, but I can't remember the name of it. But it's a definite technique, and I just kind of riffed on that. But thank you very much. I appreciate it. And then those things are just dollar store decals. Because those things are the best, right? Like you pay $1 and you can just slap things on the wall, and then when you get tired of it, you just take them down. Everything looks great. How many of you guys, well, there's only 4 people here now, but how many of you guys have your own like craft rooms, or do you just have craft spaces? I know some of you have told me before, but you'll have to forgive me. I don't remember a darn thing. That's just an almond joy. Do you have a craft space? So like a room or just a little space in a different room? So, while you answer, everybody in my town, I live in a really small town. It's about 4,400 people. Everybody in my town is very sad. Wow, in your bedroom. You know what? I have this whole room, and I spread out in my living room. Like my corner of the couch. I didn't want to see. Yes to both. Yeah. But yeah, so everybody in town is sad because we normally hold a fair, big fair, in our little town called the Deerfield Fair. And I'm not sure if it's the oldest fair up here or one of the biggest, but it's one of those two things. You can actually Google it. Deer, like Deer, field, Deerfield Fair. There's a whole page to it and stuff, but they decided to cancel it. And for those that don't live in New England, all the fairs, just about every fair in New England was canceled this year. And initially, they hadn't canceled the one in Deerfield. And while everybody was sad, they were also like, I don't think it's a good idea to have this be the only fair in New England this year, so that every single person that's jonesing for freaking fried dough descends on our town of 4,000 people. That's probably not the ideal thing during, pandemic. So they did cancel it, but it's sad, and it would have been coming up in a couple of weeks. It's always the weekend before my birthday. So last weekend in September. My birthday's first week in October. Clearly. Or do you guys have fairs near where you are? I am a Libra. I am about as Libra as you can get to. Can't make a decision to save my life. And I also can't hold a grudge. Just drive through. Yeah, my daughter who just left, she's end of September. Not the 30th though. She's actually the first day of Libra, so she's kind of a cusp between Virgo and Libra. But no, I'm definitely Libra. I cannot hold a grudge. Oh, no town fair. Yeah. Ours is like an agricultural fair. So they have the midway, and there's always the section where people bring in preserves and pies and all of that. And then there's quilting and I think crochet and art, photography. We're Libras. Right, yeah. Oh my God, shopping is the worst. Although dinner is the absolute worst. Dinner, the worst. Don't give me a menu. If there's more than 3 things on it, forget it. I have to look at menus for restaurants before I go there so that I can figure out what I want to eat. Because it's so overwhelming, I can't do it. And I can't hold a grudge because I have to look at every single situation from every single possible angle, including the other person's view. And it makes it incredibly difficult. Hard to pick one. Yep. Terrible. But it's funny because most of my best friends are also also Libras. And normally in October, we have Girls' Weekend, where all of us who have birthdays in October get together for at least one night. We go somewhere. One of the girls has a camp up north in New Hampshire here. And sometimes we go up there for a day or two. Oh, you're a Scorpio. My dad's a Scorpio. My mom's a Leo. You can know why that didn't last. But yeah, the scales, I just can't even. It's so difficult. But I know they say that Libras are charming. I don't know about that. But I mean, my girlfriends are charming. But that's the funny thing is most of my close friends are Libras or Aquariuses. I have had 3 different friends that I've been really, really close to in my life, and every single one of them was born on Groundhog's Day. And my husband is an Aquarius. So I'm super drawn to Aquarius people. Leo. Yeah, my mother's a Leo. Leos are tough, I think. I mean, I love my mom, but I just think Leos are tough. They're tough. Taurus. Yeah, Taurus is tough too. I dated a Taurus in high school. I didn't forget that. I don't know nearly as much about this as I probably maybe sound like, although I have read the book Love Signs way too many times in my life. I actually have a copy of it downstairs. It's falling apart. And I have tarots. I do tarot for myself. So that kind of all intertwines, doesn't it, a little bit? No, it's just moms. That's funny. My mom is so funny. My mom is disabled and she lives in and she has her own apartment in a little elderly building. My sister's a Libra. She can tell people where the bear shits in the woods in the nicest way. Yes, I will say that. That I think is very true. When we want to, yeah, I would say so. Mm-hmm. But it's funny too because like I said, most of my girlfriends are Libras, but we all share some of the aspects of it, but we're all different enough that you get kind of a broad range of Libra-ness. So I've wanted for a long time my favorite deck of tarot cards. Well, one of my favorites, my old favorite, is the Fantastical Tarot. And do any of you know anything about tarot cards? So the interesting thing about tarot cards is that the main cards. Okay, so the main cards, you have like these main cards, and it's like, you know, the King of Swords, Queen of Swords, Page, all of that, and you have all of these, and it goes down to one. So almost like suits in a regular deck of cards, but each card has a different meaning. And I mean, I couldn't explain that to you in this video. It's way too much. But there's tons of information about it, like all over the place. I'm sure there are videos about it on YouTube and stuff. But I have decks. You have your own deck, and I have a few different decks, and I have one deck that only I touch, nobody else touches, because people that read them believe that they absorb your energy, and things like that. So, but every deck has a justice card, and that justice card represents Libra in the astrological world. So every astrological sign has a corresponding tarot card that kind of represents them. And the justice card in a tarot deck is normally a woman and sitting upright with a sword and holding scales, and very often a blindfold on. So justice is blind, kind of a thing. And that is the Libra thing. Well, the Fantastical Tarot is a little different in that the woman, instead of being upright and looking very majestic, is like hunched over, like with the weight of justice. And she still has the scales and she still has the sword, but she's like leaning on the sword. It's really neat. It's really, really neat. The imagery in that particular deck it's kind of dark, but it's really, I find it to be very thought-provoking. But anyways, I have wanted for a long time to get that card, that tarot card, tattooed. That version of Justice, of Libra, tattooed on me somewhere. And I just have never gotten around to it. But one of these days. No, I think that that's an in-person thing, really. I mean, I'm sure that there are people that will do that, but it's about the energy that you give the cards when you touch them, when you shuffle them, when you are thinking about what it is that you are trying to delve into, and it's kind of mystical. Well, some people think it's mystical. Some people think it's, hogwash. Not everybody is into it. And some people just think, I think there are lots of people that do it just for the fun of it and don't necessarily get into the deeper kind of metaphysical aspects of it. But my mother always had a deck of tarot cards when I was a kid, and she always kept hers wrapped. And hers was just a Rider-Waite tarot, which is kind of your standard. It's the thing that most people start with. And she always had hers wrapped in a red scarf, and you just don't ever throw them away because you're like throwing out your energy. It's I don't know. You'd have to read into it and decide if you believe it or not. Different people believe things, different people don't. So I don't read really all that often, because for me it's like a process, and I like to have some time to really lay out my whatever pull I decide to do, because there are different designs that you can pull. You can do like a 1-card pull daily, you can do a 3-card pull daily, all that kind of stuff, and it just all depends. But you can actually go to Amazon, you can buy a tarot card deck. They're not that expensive. You can find the ones, the pictures, you enjoy the pictures, and with every set normally comes a book, and that book gives you the meaning behind all the cards. And often it will give you at least one or two, if not a few more layouts that you can pull your cards and read. So, but a lot of people think, you pull the death card and ooh, it's the death card. You have to really read about the cards, because the death card isn't death of a person necessarily. It's change. It's change is what it is. It's the death of one thing and the beginning of another, kind of a deal. So I think a lot of people have these weird assumptions about them. I probably just lost like 25 subscribers. No doubt whatsoever, man. Oh well, what are you gonna do? To each his own. So, did any of you guys see the? I'm gonna wrap it up in a few minutes, guys. But did any of you guys see the trailer for the new Dune? Oh, hey, Irene. So you have not decided to forsake me because of my tarot talk. Doom? No, not Doom. Dune. Right? My husband he's read all the Dune books. My mother as well. Loved Dune. Yeah, right? Yeah, I'm terrible. Like, I don't pronounce well. My voice to text is a mess. I think that the trailer, if you haven't seen the trailer for the new one they're making, you should definitely check it out. The special effects look like they are going to be amazing. It's a movie made from a book. Yeah, yep. And they made a book. I mean, they made a movie, like, I think in the 80s. Was it the 80s? And honestly, I have not read the books. I have a hard time reading books if I see the movie first. Like, I love Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Love that movie. Cannot get through the book because as I'm reading it, it's a little different from the movie. My brain is just like, it just doesn't like it. But anyways, the movie in the 80s wasn't really very good compared to the book, I guess. The books. Like, they skipped a lot, they missed a lot. And I mean, it's the same thing like with Lord of the Rings. People that have read Lord of the Rings and love the books were really scared about the movies because how could they do it all? Yeah, that's same thing with Harry Potter's, all of those, I will say though that Peter Jackson did an amazing job with Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. I mean, amazing. Those are some of the best movies. Love them. But anyway, so yeah, they're making a new thing, and guess who's in it, guys? Guess who's in the new Dune? Jason Momoa. He plays, I want to say it's like the leader of the Fremen fighters. I don't remember the names. Right? And he doesn't have a beard. He looks a little different. Yes. Tori used to have such the hots for him, man, when she was like a teenager. Oh my gosh. After, what was it? Oh my gosh, the HBO show, Game of Thrones. He was only on like the first season, you know what I mean? But I think like she was like, oh my God, Duncan, Idaho. Check out Irene, right? But well, she was all about him, man. She just loved him to death. I did hear that Aquaman sucked. I don't know. I didn't see it. But I know a lot of people went to see it just because he was in it. I also never saw Magic Mike. So, I don't know. And that's probably because, like, I don't know who you guys is, like, Hollywood crushes are, but I have been being teased for decades over the fact that mine has been, for decades, Jeff Goldblum. Jeff Goldblum is a sexy mofo. That's all I'm going to say. Oh, Keanu. He is very handsome. Did you ever see Parenthood with him in it? That is my favorite Keanu Reeves movie. And it wasn't that long after Bill and Ted's. I mean, he was still really young in that one. But that was such a great movie, Parenthood, with Steve Martin. Very funny movie. But yeah, Jeff Goldblum. I didn't see that, Sandra, but he does have a show on National Geographic, which is really interesting, where he just kind of goes and explores things. And I think that he is, honestly, that's one of the things that I have always found attractive about him, is that he seems like such a curious person, like a truly curious, wondering person. They literally say he's a hottie, right? Everybody remembers that scene from Jurassic Park where he's like, half naked, and also The Fly. I mean, whatever. But yeah, my girlfriends like tease me anytime they see something with Jeff Goldblum. They like tag me in it on Facebook or whatever. Yeah, the Jurassic Park movie, right? Yeah. Yeah. Ridiculousness. I think his wife is like, he has little kids. He's in his 70s now, and he's got like little kids. Good for him, I guess. I wouldn't want that, man. 70 years old? How with that? But yeah, he's in his 70s, I think. We should look it up. I could be wrong. But Dave and I were just talking last night about how we were laughing, because he's like, remember when we were kids and so we thought so was such a like an amazing looking woman, and he goes, that woman is like my mother's age. He goes, what the hell were we thinking when we were kids? Oh, I don't know. First of all, I didn't think she was hot because I was too busy looking at Jeff Goldblum. It's trying to tell me something about Jennifer Aniston. I don't care about that. But I will say, hasn't Jennifer Aniston, she's aged wonderfully. Okay, not quite. I was wrong. 67, exactly. But it's pretty damn close. Also, a Libra. Know what I mean? Anyways, I shouldn't really be reading about him. I'm on a live. But yeah. Salt and pepper hair. Just kind of cute. He is kind of cute. He's just kind of cute. And when I was a kid, like when I was like a little kid, I think the first like crush I remember having was on Richard Dreyfuss. Isn't that funny? And now every time I think of Richard Dreyfuss, I think of two things. I think of Jaws, and I think about What About Bob? You guys seen Bob? What About Bob? Dr. Marvin! Dr. Leo Marvin! I love that movie. He's so funny. Funny guys. I think I am drawn to funny guys. Must be. Because they could not be more different. Right? Hi, Lloyd. What is it, Bubby? He's trying to tell me that it's time to go to bed. I love to laugh, too. There's not enough laughter in the world. I don't think, anyway. Look at, you see him? Mama. You see his little paw? Pick me up, Mama. Oh, now he's angry at me because I didn't do it fast. You're such a pisser. What are you doing? Oh, you coming back? You're going to walk right by me. He's going to teach me a lesson. Oh, maybe not. Anyways, no, I love to laugh too. We did this thing in my Color Street group today. Oh, it was so fun. On Facebook, I have a Color Street group where I do like giveaways and we just do stuff all the time. But today we had a GIF Uno. You guys ever play GIF Uno? So somebody puts up a GIF about whatever, and then the next person that puts up a GIF, it has to somehow relate to the first one. And we started off with Kung Fu Baby. You know that GIF of that baby that goes like, and the GIF that I put it up, but it was somebody had photoshopped like the kung fu beard and mustache on the baby, which was very funny. We ended up at like Barbie being smacked with a shrimp, and, and then there was like jazzercising and Muppets, and then Snuggies, and hula hooping in Snuggies, and glitter. It was so fun. It was like really was like the highlight of my day was like, so my phone would go off and it would be like somebody had posted the next GIF and I would look down and some of them really just cracked me up. And it was a nice change because most of the stuff today, obviously being 9/11, was very somber, you know? And I totally get that, but everything is so somber right now. Everything is so serious and so heavy and everything that it was like, I mean, obviously I, had my remembrance and stuff, my personally, I had my, where was I and thought about it. But at that, I also was like, it was a terrible, terrible, terrible thing. And there are 200,000 dead Americans right now that I feel terrible about too. So I needed that distraction and it was perfect. That was really fun. But if you guys have like Facebook or something, you should try it sometime. It's called GIF Uno. And you just put up a GIF and the next person puts up one that is connected to it. Right, Sandra? It's all terrible. Terrible tragedies. 20 years from now, we're going to be having remembrances about all the people that we're losing right now, I'm sure. Terrible things. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Terrible things, which is, York peppermint patty. And a lot of alcohol. I've bought more stuff at the liquor store in the past month than I have in the past, 5 years. Sad stuff. So I think basically everybody in America is going to be fat, alcoholic, divorced and fat and alcoholics by the time this is over. And can I just say, I'm going to go on the record. I hope that I don't offend anybody. Stop with the gender reveals. All right? I'm glad you enjoy it, Sandra. But not just because you've blown up California and most of the West Coast now with these gender reveals. But I said this on Facebook and I'm going to say it here. I'm going on the record. Nobody is excited enough about your coming child other than your parents to have multiple parties over you getting knocked up. Nobody. Buy some announcements and some stamps and send them out. You know what I mean? I don't need to watch you explode a bomb that's got blue shit in it because you're having a boy. How many of these things? I don't even like baby showers. I don't like wedding showers. It is not my thing. I didn't like them when I had them. When people threw me one, I was like, this, I don't like it. I want to give people presents. Oh, you're having a baby? Let me make you something absolutely amazing for that baby, but don't make me come and spend an afternoon surrounded by people that I don't know, eating bad food and even worse drinks because you got knocked up. No, thank you. I sound like such an ass. But, I think I'm just saying what everybody actually thinks. Well, maybe not everybody, but a lot of people. I think a lot of people think that too. I can't be the only one. I'm also not real big on weddings. I'm always happy for the people. And I'm always happy to write them a check because really that's what they want. Hi, Diana. Oh, God, there's silly games too. No. I'm a grown woman. Beyond grown. I'm almost old. I don't, catch me when I'm 70. I'll probably be excited because it'll be something to do or something. I don't know. But for right now, not so much. And honestly, when Dave and I got married, we got married here in our yard. We had 12 people. 2 of them were our kids and the rest of them were friends. Nobody. My sister was here. That was the only family member we had, and it's because she did pictures. And she did my flowers. She did a beautiful job. Exactly. Like, I just don't get it. I guess, you know what? Maybe I'm getting old enough now that I'm like, that. These young kids these days, I don't understand it. They need to explode incendiary devices to let us know what they're having for a child. No, thank you. Dave actually said it to me the other day. He goes, whatever happened to like some announcements and some stamps? When we saw the thing that, you know, it was likely a gender reveal that started at least some of the fires out there. I'm like, really? Isn't this like the second time that's happened too? For goodness sakes. Gosh, learn the lesson. No gender reveals in California. No more of those. Or have some balloons. No more exploding things. You have to do it, you know? I don't know. I bet I'll lose another 20 subscribers over that little rant right there, too. Yeah, causing the fires. It's terrible. I can't even. Are you near the fires, Sandra? Are you like being affected? Oh my gosh, be careful. I was asking Ryan yesterday, actually, if they were being affected. And she said they are. Where she lives, it's around them. Like she's in a valley. It's about an hour away. So is your sky orange too? You have a lot of smoke. She was saying that she's like in a valley and the fires are all around them. And it's not expected to come to them or it can't get to them. I'm a mess. Ashes are falling on your roof. Oh my gosh, that must be so scary. Oh. Why am I a mess? Because I'm alienating everybody that wants a baby shower or a wedding. 5 miles from the ocean. I don't know. Oh, you're in Washington, Bonnie? Oh my gosh. Yeah, Ryan was saying that it's not expected to get to her, but she was saying that like when you go outside and your eyes burn and you cough and that they're being told to try to avoid being out. So I'm assuming that's the same for you, Bonnie, and you as well, Sandra, staying in. I can't believe the pictures. It just looks like a hellscape. I saw a lot of people on social media too commenting from Australia, like sending their thoughts because of course they've just been through it. Helping to fight the fires. Yeah. I saw that California had put out a call to help to Australia, I think it was, because they're really knowledgeable about what's going on with the fires. They just did this, you know. I saw a meme the other day. I had to share it on my Facebook, and it said, "Stinks bigly." Yes. Frontline roads and roads blocked to go up to Big Bear as well. I don't know, man. It's terrible. But yeah, I saw a meme, and it said, I was looking forward to the cooler weather, but now that it's getting here, I'm a little apprehensive because I'm like 100% sure that this is the year we'll have flammable snow. I figured that sounds about right. You know? I think Pandora opened her box this year or something. It ain't right what's going on in the world. It ain't right at all. Fires and floods and COVID, and there's an asteroid coming near Earth the day before the election. Giant meteor, 2020, bring it on. Like, good Lord. Yeah, I don't know, like, what else murder hornets, what else can happen this year? I shouldn't say that. Oh my gosh, let's just knock on wood because that's just like tempting the fates. I can't even imagine how terrifying it must be to be out there right now with those fires, worrying about losing everything you own. People, I saw a headline just tonight that said there's like dozens of people missing in Washington because of the fires. I'm just like, oh, just torturous for so many families this year. So many families have just really suffering. Right? Yeah. How much more? How much more can anybody take? The mental toll of it all, I think, is pretty significant. And I think that's why a lot of us are putting on weight. And it's not just because we're not going out. I think America as a whole is comfort eating for the most part, because we're trying to soothe ourselves because things are bad, very bad. It's like the Dust Bowl. This year we've had the Dust Bowl, the 1918 pandemic, the race riots, civil rights, Great Depression. But yeah, it's not moving fast enough. It's not. But those big corporations got the money they needed. Let's just remember that. Because they always come first. We pay the bill. But yeah. And Facebook has been, it's been pretty tame lately, luckily. People in Louisiana still suffering, right? Floods and hurricanes and s'mores. Yes, Julie, exactly. S'mores. Have you been here this whole time? Did you take your tubby? Good night, Irene. Fare thee well. We will see you next week. Have a good week. No, that's fine. We talked about gender reveals, and we talked about tarot cards and Libras, and I talked a little bit about our discussion about regional differences, because the lady at the liquor store tried to have like a discussion with me today as I was checking out. There were like 4 people behind me in line, and all I could think about was our discussion about like when I was in West Virginia and wanted to tear my hair out because it took 25 minutes to check out of every store. Yeah. Have a great week, Irene. We'll see you next week. Be safe. And yeah, I was just saying I probably have alienated like at least 50 subscribers because I said that I'm going to go on the record and say everybody needs to stop with these gender reveals. Buy some announcements and some stamps and stop blowing everything up. I don't care. Not enough for that. And also then we talked about tarot cards. So I figure I've alienated plenty of people tonight. Oh well. Gotta be me. I'm not sure who's still here. Oh, I was just saying that my formerly favorite deck has the Justice card, which is associated with Libra, which is my astrological sign, has the most interesting Justice imagery that I had wanted to get as a tattoo, and I just haven't gotten around to it. I've only got the one tattoo. I'm sorry, it Reese's Pieces. I'm glad you did too. Participate, Bonnie. Thank you for coming. Have a wonderful night. Oh, thank you, Sandra. That's nice of you to say. I know that these lives have not had a lot of crochet in them lately. But my life hasn't had a lot of crochet in it lately. And it's funny. Has anybody noticed that there have been a lot of people struggling with their crojo? I think that I have personally either spoken to or seen at least a half a dozen people in my small kind of group of people talking about having difficulty with their crojo. I'm not having difficulty. I just don't have any time. I was up at 2 a.m. crocheting the other night because I was determined I was going to get some crochet in. But I tell you guys, it's craziness. But it's getting late here. It's about 11:15, 20 minutes to 11. Like the break from talking about crochet tonight. I watch a lot of it during the week. Yeah, sometimes it's overload, and like I'll see somebody will do a video about something, a project or whatever. Like I really like tutorials. That's what I like about crochet. Especially now that I have stopped watching unboxings because I'm not buying any more yarn for the foreseeable future. So if I watch too much, it's like I lose. I lose. I can't even speak. It's getting late. I forget where that tutorial was that I saw that I wanted. I actually have like I started making like private playlists for myself so that you guys don't have to see all the junk that I want for myself personally. So they're like private. And then I save things in them so that I can remember it and find them. But it's exactly because of that, Sandra, because there's so much crochet. Like there are channels that I watched that weren't crochet channels, and I have like not watched any of their videos for like 2 months. Yeah, time, no motivation. It's a crojo. You lost your crojo. I lost my sojo for like 2 years. Not that I think you're going to lose your crojo for 2 years, Julie. Don't listen to me about that. But that was all I did was sew for years. YouTube videos to watch later. Oh, did I make these? They're not actually beads. It's just it's like a braided cord. And it just came with my, I think I bought like a 5-pack of them off Amazon because I was hoping to look like a really old lady. No, because I've dropped them a lot. And then I had started wearing them on top of my head when I wasn't. And what happens is the sides stretch out. So I really decided that I need to go back to these. But I do feel like I look like I'm 80 when I have it on. Oh, I call them my leash, my glasses leash. This week too, I'm ordering new zennies. They were cheap on Amazon. I think it was less than $10 for a pack of like 4, and it came with like a white set, a black set, a beige set, and then this kind of rainbowy, bright, kind of vibrant. And because it's kind of who I am. That's the one that I wear. Yeah, no more on the head. Oh yeah, your zennies. I love mine. That's what all of mine are around I actually have another pair somewhere in here. But these are my favorites, and they are now getting really scratched. It's scratched enough that I'm noticing it, and that's not cool because I need it for the up close. Oh, you got hot pink ones? I was thinking I'm going to get this exact pair again because I love them. But then I was thinking I might get some kind of wild, fun ones, and because nobody sees me. I don't go anywhere. What the hell? I might as well have fun. Zennies Zenni is a company that you can order your glasses online. So all you have to do is have your prescription, and then you can go in and you can actually upload a picture of yourself. And as long as it's like a straight on picture, you can put their glasses on your face and see how they'll look. But the thing is they're super affordable. So these are actually prescription readers. And these were like $25, I think, with the prescription lenses. I mean, you can end up with really expensive ones if you put like crazy amounts of light. coatings and all sorts of stuff. But the last time I bought some, I bought 4 pair, and it was like $115 for all 4 pairs of glasses. Whereas the 1 pair I got at my eye doctor's was like $325. And they're readers, they're prescription readers. You know what I mean? Yeah, I can't because I've got one eye that is farsighted, one that's near. And one of them is barely needs anything at all, and the other one is significantly worse. Yeah, I actually have clip-ons because these are just readers, so I'm not supposed to like drive with them or anything on. So I just got the clip-on ones that's sunglasses, so that if I like go and sit in the backyard, I can just put the clip on. Perfect. My poor kiddo she has trifocals. She's 26. She has trifocals. She had bifocals for the first time, I think, when she was 15. Whereas I just started using glasses like every day for reading a year and a half ago. I always had like perfect vision. And she has terrible vision. She also has really high pressure in her eyes as well. Excuse me, and has since she was a child. So when she goes to the doctors, her glasses are so expensive because they're trifocals. And then on top of it, they do extra testing because of the pressure in her eyes leads to glaucoma. So they really like watch her vision very closely. But so I hear you with progressive and the bifocals and stuff. She's been dealing with that since she was a teenager. And it was rough as a parent, like watching her try to get used to those. She had a hard time. I don't know how you guys do it. Like I tried a pair that was like 4 readers, prescription readers. That was like a progressive, so that if I looked out the front, it wasn't bad. And if I looked down, okay, sweets. And I couldn't do it. All right, Julie, have a good night. I'm going to go too, guys. We're coming up on 2 hours. Sandra, let me know how it goes with the hat. Good luck with that. I'm glad you understood what I meant. I was really having a hard time figuring out how to phrase that for you. And I don't know if the hat's even in here. Actually, before I go, let me look and see, Sandra, if I have that hat in here. If I do, I can kind of maybe show you. I do not have it in here. I'll try and remember to have it next week available just in case. But, oh, guys, what do you think of my jammy pants? Aren't they fun? They're like beach pants. Oh my gosh, they look like they're actually like hugely wide. That's not my arse. That is just the pant. Row 4, 7, then start the body. Yeah. Well, good luck with it. And to whoever is still here, good night to you. I will see you next week. Everybody stay safe. Have a great week. Wear your masks. And I'll see y'all later. Bye, guys. Good night. Good night. I'm glad you had fun.